Good evening, everybody. Now, I'm going to start my talk tonight by asking you 3 questions. I would like this talk to be useful to everybody here tonight. So the first question is, how single-minded are you as an individual? Now, I'd like to rate this out of from 1 to 10. So being single-minded, I guess you could say, is being resolute, or being able to say no to things that might perhaps not be for you. Okay, have you got a number in mind? The second question is, how happy are you in life? Now, of course, we all have our ups and downs in life, with the weather, with the snow, trying to decide what clothes we're going to wear. You know, where's our scarf? Get stressed out because we can't find our gloves. But generally, how happy are you in life? Again, a range between 1 and 10. So you have that number in mind? And the last question is, how driven are you? How easy is it to get out of bed in the morning? Again, please take an average. Weekends, of course, are different. So between 1 and 10. You have that number in mind? Great. Okay, now the thing to do is to add those 3 numbers up. Not too tricky, hopefully. Good. I'm going to start with a quote by William Barclay. He was a Baptist minister, and he wrote many, many books on Christianity. And one of his quotes was that there are 2 great beginnings in any man's life that left a mark on the world. There was the day he was born, and then there was the day when he realized why he was born. Now, of course, you might think he was born because his parents had a physical encounter. But as we grow from being babies into children and adolescents, we make sense of the world. We look at movies, and they have an impact on us. If I was to ask you, what's your favourite movie? And you were to think about the favourite character in that movie, you would be close to discovering your purpose in life. You see, my favourite movie is The Matrix. And my favourite character is Morpheus. And I love the fact that his role in the movie was to awaken Neo, because Neo had a very special purpose to play in defeating the robots and essentially trying to rescue everybody from sleep. Now, some of you may not have seen the movie, but it's something that I think about a lot. Now, if I was to ask you the $10 million question, if you had $10 million, say you won the lottery tonight, what would you do tomorrow? Would you, of course, you'd go on lots of holidays and buy a few houses and maybe even a yacht and sponsor a football team maybe. But what would you do for your occupation? How would you occupy your time? Would you still do the same thing that you're doing today? I know I would. I would probably, instead of getting the bus all over Edinburgh, I would have a Rolls Royce to take me around, or I actually quite fancy a Jaguar XK8, a nice green one. Jaguar green, I think it's called, racing green. And then I'd have a black one as well. I wouldn't drive my black one in the rain, because obviously, you know, spoils the look. But I would essentially be sitting down with people, having the same conversations with them. I would just be doing it in a lot more style. I'd probably still be coming here, and I'd be buying all the drinks when we go to the pub. Because lots of you bought me drinks, and I'm really grateful for that. But you know, knowing your purpose, the reason why you are here on earth, gives you 3 things. It gives you focus, it gives you direction, and it gives you drive. Now, the focus question is connected to how single-minded you are. So we're kind of coming back to things. And if you're running your own business, it's important that you have one single track, that you know exactly what you're going to do. Now, I've actually had 4 businesses. I used to import motorcycles from America. And it was a fantastic opportunity. I could buy a £90 motorcycle, bring it to Edinburgh and sell it for £2,000, sorry. Absolute genius of an idea. What could go wrong with that? But actually, in 3 years, I did something different. I moved on to something else. I actually went to Edinburgh University and I did a degree in community education. And then I started using motocross to engage young people in learning. But you know, we had the boom years and I was on my second house and built an extension and I thought, hey, this is great, I can start a property maintenance business or property development business. And so there was some challenging times, you know, when the recession hit. But then the opportunity was helping people to improve their homes rather than move. Plenty of work in Edinburgh, you know. Skips appeared everywhere outside people's homes where I live and where they're right. What could go wrong? But then I realised, after working for 2 months in a bathroom doing tiling on my own with Steve Wright in the afternoon for company, I wasn't really fulfilling my purpose. I was actually quite depressed. I almost had a mental breakdown. Oh my goodness, what was Steve Wright? I think it was just being in this enclosed space. Maybe it was a lack of vitamin D. But you know, I realised that I wasn't really fulfilling my purpose. So when my neighbour said that she was a coach, I thought, that's it for me. So I got my focus back. And then, you know, obviously it's important that you get the right direction. You go in the right, you know, you have a compass. It's a bit like Jack Sparrow's compass. You know, it shows where his ship is and where the run is. It points to where his heart's desire is. And of course, whoever owns a compass, it works for them. And then it gives you the drive. Now, I have had to pay the price of integrity to do what I'm doing. It's cost me thousands of pounds. Integrity doesn't come cheap. But I only let the right people into the groups that I run. So, if you would like to know what your purpose is, then come out the door and turn left, and then left again, and buy me a pint of beer. Tomorrow morning will have a whole new relevance to you. Thank you.